Yo, what's good, everyone? It's the Chosen One back at it, and we're getting ready to go over, a few things that a lot of people been wanting me to talk about. One thing I want to get off my chest, man, for you new subscribers, okay? As of now in this country, we are at the point of no return. We are in the final days before the dimensional split, and your consciousness is either gonna go one way or the other, no in between. And if you haven't been paying attention, okay, the United States dollar is collapsing as of September 29th of this year. We've been under national martial law. The government has a transhumanism program in place. They're trying to legalize pedophilia. They're perpetuating a race war. They're killing people through chemtrails, fluoride, and Monsanto's food. They're promoting a homosexual/lesbian agenda, which will stop all procreation on this planet. And they've also done that through tens of millions of abortions. They're promoting a gangster lifestyle that's, helping their mass incarceration system. Okay. They're like I said, they're promoting feminism as well, which is which ties into the lesbian agenda. There's been numerous false flag attacks across this nation, okay, to take civil liberties away all across the planet. And this is all getting us prepared, you know what I mean, for Saturn, Satan's, the fallen one's agenda to rule over this planet. Because let's be honest, let's be real, this third dimension is his, and this is our test. We're supposed to be here in hell in the third dimension as our test, okay? When Saturn fell, let me tell you guys something. When Satan fell, okay, that's he had to turn everything upside down to confuse God's souls, to confuse God's people. He had to turn everything upside down. Everything you've been taught is a lie. Everything I've been taught growing up in school with the media and the government is a lie, because Set had to turn everything upside down. So when you look at the word Saturn, it's really Set turn, because Set turned everything upside down. Set was turned upside down when he fell, so he wanted us to do the same thing, to stay trapped here with him, okay? Because he's a parasite. Him and his Archon Draconians are parasites. The Zionist Jews in power are part of their bloodline, so they're parasites. You see what I'm saying? The vampires, they're real, people. Yeah, vampires are real, okay? Everything you've ever been taught is a lie. So we're about to get into how this Saturnian energy, okay, and these Archon demons are basically your test to see who you fear, the Most High, the Creator, or the Archon demons. Okay, Incarnation. When before you were born, when you came into this third dimension, okay, the angels in the Legion, when an archangel they have certain angels under them, okay, and that's called the Legion. You made a deal with the Legion of Angels to come back into this dimension, okay, to be a third dimensional extension of the Creator's consciousness. I'm gonna repeat that. Before you were born, you made a deal. Your soul, your essence, your consciousness made a deal with the Legion of Angels to be a third dimensional creation, a third dimensional extension of the Creator. Okay? So all this bullshit you've been fed your whole life, we didn't ask to be here, you only live once. Lies. Like I said, Satan is the ultimate trickster. Okay? So after you accepted the deal to be tested by Saturn, okay, in this third dimension, okay, the Sirius gods from Sirius started creating humans, and giving them the serpent wisdom to enter the stargates to get back to the fifth dimension, to escape the Saturnian matrix. Because when the Draconians created us, they created us to be slaves, and they hexed us in a carbon body, just like they were hexed in a carbon body. And our souls were trapped in a prism, in a three-dimensional prism of light, a light prism. They call it a light prism, which is the cube prism, which is really a prison for your soul. If you haven't noticed, the English language is coded within itself, okay? And everything they did, okay, was to trap us here. And only the individuals with the serpent wisdom can rise up. So after you passed Saturn's test, your heart chakra has to be magnetized through 4 stargates. Your heart chakra has to be magnetized through 4 stargates. That's why your heart has 4 chambers. And that's why the pyramids, most of them had 4 chambers, because your chakra, your heart chakra, had to be reflected off of certain energy points in the pyramid to rise, for the energy to rise up through the stargate in the sun, then to be projected out to Orion, then to be projected out to Sirius, then to be projected out to the center of the galaxy, the center of the Milky Way. Okay, that's why you find mummies all over the planet. This isn't one culture, one portion of people, one section of the planet we're talking about. This is the whole globe, okay? For tens of thousands of years, people were practicing mummification because that's what we were supposed to do to escape the 4th dimension and get to the 5th. We lost that consciousness, okay? After, our consciousness fell, and we stopped mummifying our loved ones who passed on. Okay, so now most of our ancestors are trapped in the 4th dimension. That's why people, so many people are having dreams about them and see them and talk to them in their dreams. Okay, so like I was saying, these dimensional lines that you see, are going to get really thin in the future, and people are going to start to see things in the future that they thought wasn't possible. Okay, I'm gonna get into that a little later. Okay, so back on this incarnation thing, you had a choice. People are either incarnated or reincarnated. When you're incarnated, okay, your soul, the angel drops your soul, your consciousness to this dimension, and incarnated people are chosen. Let's just put it this way. Martin Luther King was incarnated. Malcolm X was incarnated. Nova Juali was incarnated. Marcus Garvey was incarnated. Phil Schneider, Princess Diana, John F. Kennedy, all these people were incarnated. Okay? Now, when you talk about reincarnated, let's look at the re prefix. Redundant, remedial, re-educate, reassign, re-educate, remedial, retarded. RE means you have to repeat over again because you did something wrong. So if you've been reincarnated, if you've been subjected to reincarnation, that means you failed in your last life. Okay, you failed. You didn't pass Saturn's test. Because if you look at your natal chart, okay, and you see where Saturn is located in your house, whatever house it's in is where God told Satan to restrict. You see what I'm saying? Wherever Saturn is located in your natal chart, wherever Saturn was located when you were born, is the area of life that Saturn has restricted for you. Okay, that could be your money, that could be your self-confidence, that could be the relationship with some of your family members, that could be relationships with some of your friends, that could be your career life, your job life, that could be your relationship, serious relationships with women or men. Okay, wherever Saturn was located in your chart, That is where you're being tested by Saturn. Okay? This is not a joke. It's not a game. Most of the people on this planet have been reincarnating over and over for the past 4,000 to 6,000 years, ever since the Ptolemies took over Egypt and got everybody worshiping Serapis instead of worshiping their ancestors and practicing the right spiritual way. Okay, everything has been set off track for the past 4,000 to 6,000 years. Okay, due to the draconians' control over this planet. Okay, so like I was saying, when you talk about reincarnation, let's just say somebody was a murderer in their past life. They're going to come back as an animal because they lived their life through animal instinct. Let's be honest. Let's really be honest about it. Okay? If you're living your life and all you're thinking about is eating, sex, and money, eating, sex, and money, eating, sex, and money, eating, sex, and money, okay, that's left brain, lower sixth chakra, animal consciousness, animal instinct. So guess what you're going to come back here as? I'll let you figure that one out. Okay? But if you get on the right path, the right spiritual path, like your ancestors, you know what I'm saying? Okay? You can ascend. Okay? Because when you ascend, okay, you don't have to worry about your soul coming back to this third dimension. So people who stay reincarnating over and over, if they don't wake up, if their consciousness doesn't wake up in the near future for the next 26,000 years, they're not going to be able to get away from this planet. Okay? Because right now, this planet is getting ready to go through a lot of massive changes. Okay? Our ancestors are getting ready to start controlling certain events through the weather. Pay attention to the weather. I promise you, you're about to see certain things that you never thought were possible. I promise you. In the next the next 6 months to 2 years, all hell is getting ready to break loose on this planet. Okay? You're going to see, well, I'm gonna just put it like this. When people say they're seeing the grays, it's gonna be real. When people say they're gonna be seeing draconians walking around like the Signs movie, it's gonna be real. When people say they're seeing light orbs that are in the sky, okay, and it's not Project Bluebeam, it's gonna be real. When people say they've seen mermaids, it's real. When people say, you know, that they saw bugs on a planet like Starship Troopers when they were astro traveling, that's real. Okay, we live in a multi-dimensional multiverse. Anything is possible when the dimension lines get thin. Okay, because in other universes, other dimensions, anything is possible. People, those beings are not restricted in this carbon light prism, because all we are is light that's been trapped in a light prism, which is really a prison for our souls. Okay? So, like I said, people, it's time to get back to nature. It's time to start waking up. And it's time to start accepting the truth for what it is. Period, point blank. Okay? So, back on the whole past life memory. The whole past life memory. When you look at that prefix Memphis, okay, memory, member. The Mems goes back to the Mer people, which were the original Moors, the immortal beings on this planet, okay, and they were extremely highly melanated people, okay. When you look at what melanin is a memory holder. So when I die, my soul is magnetized to the closest energy source that can magnetize it. And if that's out in the atmosphere, Okay, it's gonna be magnetized to a moon base on the moon. That's why your hole in the ozone was discovered in the 80s. Okay, and your government started sending charged particles in this atmosphere to magnetize our souls back down to Earth's surface to be reincarnated in new bodies and new bodies and new bodies. Okay, so when that was happening, a portion of our melanin was still attached to our chakra, and when we would be incarnated in new bodies, okay, we would be able to remember our past lives. And what is that called? That's called Akashic records. AKASHIC records. Akashic records. And when you look at Akashic energy, see, it all goes back to the female. I told you that Saturn, Satan Saturn, had a wife known as Lilith, but that's just the Greek term to her name. The Egyptians, the Kemites, and our ancestors called Lilith Akasha. And that's funny. She was the Saturnian wife, which means the reason they put Aaliyah in a movie called Queen of the Damned when her name was Akasha. She was the head honcho. She was the queen, Saturnian queen, the queen of Satan, Satan's queen. You see what I'm saying? Satan's wife. Akasha, Saturn, Akasha, Saturn, Lilith. That's what it was. She was the Saturnian queen who had control over your soul if you couldn't resist temptation. Okay? And you people think that Hollywood choosing Aaliyah for that role was a coincidence. You're out of your mind. What was Aaliyah's star sign? She was born under the sign of Capricorn, which rules the bones, the bone structure. That's why she looked so gorgeous and beautiful, because Saturn rules the whole bone structure. Okay, that's what Saturn is. And she was the feminine aspect of Saturn. The Greeks called her Lilith. Our ancestors called her Akasha. And she was responsible for doing Saturn's work, which was looking at your Akashic records, which is your past lives, and seeing if you passed the Saturnian test or not, to either ascend out of this dimension or to stay sucked in Saturn's matrix. It was up to her. It was up to Akasha. Aaliyah in the movie Queen of the Damned was named Akasha, who was Saturn's wife. Okay, the vampires, the Dracos, the Archons, Dracula, Draco, Dragon. Okay, it's real. This shit is real. And these people who set these things up, they know what they're doing, because they knew who to get to play that role, because they had to get the right person with the right aura energy. You understand what I'm saying? With the right spiritual energy, with a child, with a woman who had Saturnian energy over her, okay, naturally, because she was a Capricorn. Okay, I mean, and don't take this offensive, people. Every single zodiac sign has extremely beautiful women, but the Capricorn women in general, okay, technically they are the most beautiful, because physically, because what are they ruled by? They're ruled by their bone structure, people. So by nature, they, naturally, they are naturally gorgeous, naturally beautiful, and they knew who to choose for that role. Okay, and she was sacrificed. Okay, because, like I said, I've already broken down what that Hollywood industry is all about. Okay, so that's why, she was playing that role. They know who Akasha is. She's Saturn, Satan's wife. Okay, that is in control of looking at a person's soul after they pass on, when they get to that fourth dimensional gate, and she holds that scroll up and says, you didn't pass the Saturnian test, you fell into temptation too much throughout this life, There were certain things that you could have did better. There were certain things that, you know, you just, you didn't do properly, okay? And you can't be accepted in the fifth dimension, so you're gonna have to be reincarnated again. That was up to Akasha. Go research who Akasha really is. Go research these things, man. When something has a masculine aspect, it always has a feminine aspect to it as well. That's what gives this three-dimensional universe balance. That's what gives it balance, people. So all these planets and all these astrological objects have a feminine and a masculine energy, which balances their energy out. And right on this planet, the Dracos are trying to pit the same polarities together to stop the energy from flowing, okay? Because they want nothing but death. So they want man with man and woman with woman. So they're stopping creation. They're stopping, people from being fruitful, and they're stopping the universe from expanding, okay? Because when you promote life and you give more life, the universe expands, okay? And that's why it keeps going by fast, over and over and over, because the two dimensions are getting ready to split apart, people. So, like I said, man, you guys need to look at your natal charts and see where Saturn is located in your natal chart, okay? And if you have any questions about that, ask me, send me some messages, email me, and because that is where you guys, you and Saturn made the deal to have a certain portion of your life restricted in this life, okay? And that is the test you have to pass to reach fifth density. So your heart chakra with 4 chambers can go through 4 wormholes, 4 stargates, okay? And who gave us that knowledge? The planet with 4 rings, Uranus, Prometheus, Enki, okay? He gave us that knowledge to escape out of here and to deceive our wicked oppressors known as the Draconians. Okay, like, subscribe, leave a comment, man. It's the chosen one, man. I'm out.